dear guests, thank you so much for coming to Alibaba Cloud Global Summit at Hangzhou. It's a special time. As we all know, Asian Game is going right now at Hangzhou. So I hope you enjoy my talk and my colleagues' talk and the game if you have time to do so. So as the opening talk for this morning, what I will do is give you an overview of what Alibaba Cloud has been doing in the field of database, data management, and AI. This is a super exciting field, as we all know. Data and AI, when they come together, is just like a fusion reaction, brings a lot of possibility to business across different segments. So my talk today will focus around the central theme of non-stop data services, unlimited data insight. What I will do is show you how we can use a variety of products we are building here at Alibaba Cloud from mainly from two different departments, from the database product unit and the computing platform business unit, to serve our customers with one-stop cloud-native data management and data serving services. So the first thing I will highlight to you is the general trends we are observing. We have observed in the field of data management in the last couple of years and in the years to come. So we summarize this in four different categories. One is data management in general is embracing the cloud-native trend. This goes from the design of your system all the way to the underlying cloud computing platform. The second trend we have observed is that products built for cloud-native application must be platform-oriented. What do I mean by platform-oriented? Meaning that we no longer have data management software running in silos. For example, in the past, you have a database software, commercial database software running there. You have a cloud, you have data warehouse software running by itself. Then you have a big data platform, big data software running by itself, and so on and so forth. Nowadays, we no longer have those software in silos. Rather, we run them seamlessly together in one platform. That's the cloud platform. And it's super important for the cloud service provider and for customer applications to utilize this platform-oriented mindset to ensure that data flows seamlessly between different engines. You can have different engines, that's fine, but it's super important to ensure that data can flow seamlessly and data can be integrated seamlessly on this platform. More specifically, what I mean is, for example, data that come from different engines must satisfy the same set of open API, for example, so that they can talk to each other seamlessly without trouble. That's one example of platform-oriented. The next thing is data fabric. This goes hand in hand with platform-oriented concept. So data fabric means that your data may come from different engines. You have a database engine, you have a big data engine, you have a AI training engine, you have an AI inference engine. That's fine, but it's important to manage your metadata in a common place. So metadata sharing is really a key concept, so that you as the application builder or application business owner, you know where your data sits at, and you know the semantics of data under different contexts. And with the concept of data fabric, and in particular with the help of metadata sharing, you can facilitate data mining and data intelligence building across different engines, across different products, across different business units. Lastly is being intelligent. That's a super important trend we have observed, especially given the burst of earlier of this year in the field of AI, in particular in the field of generative AI, with the example of large language model. With large language model, you can nowadays build applications that being quote unquote intelligent by integrating AI and large language model into the core pipeline of your products and your applications. So those are the four trends we have observed. Ultimately, in the end, we want to build a data platform, as shown in this slide here, so that your data management task becomes as easy and as fun as playing with Legos. So you can have components, engines with different capabilities, and you can assemble them on the fly on demand to suit for different business scenarios, just like playing with Legos. So how do we achieve this in Alibaba Cloud? So we uphold the following 4 principles while we chase those 4 trends. One is database and data management platform and infrastructure need to be co-designed. Meaning that today when you build database, big data, AI platforms, you need to co-design those engines with the underlying cloud platform. The second is optimize the core engine. We spend a lot of efforts. We have one of the best engineering teams on earth to continuously optimize the core engine code across all our core product lines. The third thing is focusing on business scenarios. Ultimately, the success of any product is to be proven on the battlefield, meaning that it has to bring business values to customer applications. So we always start with customer business scenarios first, and we work backwards rather than we work forward. Meaning we work backwards on business scenarios to decide, what features we need to build in our products. Lastly, we focus on improving our user experience. We spend a lot of effort, not only building great products, but at the end of the day, it has to be easy to use, has to be intuitive to use. So improving user experience has always been a priority for our teams. So let me give you an overview of one-stop data management serving from the database perspective. Of course, later on, my colleagues from the computing platform business unit will give you the perspective from the big data and AI perspective. So from our view, different business scenario will generate different types of data. Structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, and so on and so forth. And we bring those data to our cloud platform. And once those data are in our cloud platform, we uphold those 4 principles and the general trends I have talked about. Meaning that we have different engines to serve different scenarios. For example, we have our cloud-native relational database, PolarDB, for online transaction processing. We have our cloud-native data warehouse, AnalyticDB, and Holographs to serve OLAP scenarios, online analytical processing scenarios. We have our big data platform, mass compute, for offline batch processing, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we enable metadata sharing so that you enjoy the benefit of data fabric. Meaning that once data is on our platform, data can flow seamlessly between different engines. It requires minimum effort from the user aspect, meaning that unlike the traditional approach where user has to spend a lot of effort building, for example, the so-called ETL process, extract, transform, load, Alibaba Cloud Data Management one-stop platform, we are moving away from ETL to what we call ELT. You don't have to spend a lot of effort and energy on defining how to transform your data from one side to another side. Rather, you just extract, load, and transform happen on the fly because of the power offered by our analytical engines. And at the end of the day, we also utilize the underlying cloud infrastructure from our IaaS team, infrastructure as a service team. For example, most, if not all, of our data management, database, big data products utilize what we call cloud storage rather than local storage, thanks to the benefit and power offered by our IaaS team and their products. And then at the end of the day, we deliver a solution rather than a single product to satisfy different business application scenarios, such as transaction analysis, data insights, digital twin, and so on and so forth. Next, I will give you an overview of our global footprint. So currently, we operate in 30 regions with 89 zones. And in 2023, we just opened a new region in Saudi Arabia. So this map shows you our currently in operation data centers across the globe. Of course, our main battlefield, main market is in APAC region, including mainland China, Southeast Asia, Japan, Korea, and Middle East region. We also operate and compete in the European market and the US market as well. But of course, given our geographical location, our center focus is always the APAC region, which is, I believe, most of the guests today are coming from. Now, I'm leading the database team, so I will spend a little bit of time describing our database products in details. So we offer world-leading database technologies and products. As example, we've been named as a leader by Gartner Magic Quadrant for Cloud DBMS 3 years in a row. We are actually the only vendor in the APAC region to achieve this in this leader quadrant. Due to the resolution, you may not see this figure clearly, but essentially the only other vendors in the leader region are those US vendors, US cloud vendors and US database and big data vendors. And we are #1 in the APAC region, not only in mainland China, but also in the APAC region in terms of our database market share. And we've been recognized by different industry-leading analysts in different aspects. For example, our data warehouse products have been named as a strong performer by the Forrester Wave report. Now, let's look at one of our flagship products, cloud-native database, PolarDB. PolarDB is the next generation cloud-native database. It features the cutting-edge design with the 3-layer decoupling of storage, memory, and the compute. It's one of the fastest growing database product in mainland China market. Compared to the standard solution of using, for example, open source MySQL or PostgreSQL or a typical commercial database, PolarDB offers you 6 times OLTP performance under a typical benchmark, for example, Sysbench or TPCC benchmark. And with the latest design of HTAP, hybrid transaction analytical processing, it can also improve your OLAP performance by up to 100 times in certain scenarios. And your TCO, total cost of ownership, will be reduced by 50% due to the elasticity cloud-native design that PolarDB has. Some of the key features PolarDB offers are cloud-native HTAP, serverless, multi-master, enterprise-grade capability, and distributed architecture. I will highlight some of the key technology inside PolarDB. The first thing is we actually spent a lot of effort to do hardware-software co-design in PolarDB. For example, we equip PolarDB with what we call Smart SSD. So the Smart SSD comes with an FPGA chip inside, and this sits next to the SSD in the storage layer. So any data written by PolarDB to the cloud storage is by default processed by this Smart SSD device, so that it comes with transparent compression and encryption. This helps you reduce the storage cost by up to 3 times because of the transparent compression, and without degrading the performance of your database, because it bypasses the CPU of your computer. It utilizes this FPGA chip next to SSD. So you can see from this performance results, PolarDB comes equipped with Smart SSD, offers significant performance improvement and reduce your storage cost by a significant margin compared to the traditional approach. The other thing PolarDB comes with is this cutting-edge design of 3-layer decoupling. So as you can see from this, it's a highly simplified architecture design of PolarDB. It comes with a shared storage, and in addition, comes with a shared memory buffer pool. And then on top of that is your compute node. So this 3-layer decoupling is one of the best in the field of cloud-native databases. With this design, it gives the power to PolarDB high elasticity, high availability, and as we will talk about in the next slide, serverless capability in second. So serverless is a very trendy topic. Traditional database looks like this, where you have to provision your resource quota ahead of time, and that resource quota has to be larger than the peak of your workload. And the first generation of cloud-native database looks like this, where you can provision a resource quota initially, but not as large as the peak workload. and you can elastically upgrade your resource quota on demand on the fly. So it forms kind of like a staircase curve. The latest generation of cloud-native database and data management platform looks more like this, where I can elastically allocate resource according to the variation of your business workload. And it almost perfectly matches the resource needed for your workload. So that, in other words, all the resources allocated, in other words, every penny you are paying goes to serving the workload at the time. So you're not wasting any of your money or resources when you operate under this mode. This is what we call serverless. And PolarDB, with that cutting-edge design of 3-layer decoupling, is able to do serverless in seconds. In other words, we can elastically scale out and scale up in seconds on demand, as shown in this figure right here. This refers to both storage, memory, and your CPU cores. And in fact, we can scale out those 3 resources independently, one from another, so that you can get the best according to the property of your business workloads. Next, I will talk about a new technology called IMCI, in-memory column index. Again, utilizing this 3-layered decoupling design of PolarDB, we have a large shared remote memory buffer. And in that large shared remote memory buffer pool, we are doing the conversion from row store to column store. As we all know, row store is good for transaction processing, and column store is needed for analytical processing. So what we're doing in PolarDB is utilizing this distributed shared memory buffer pool, and we are converting row store to column store on the fly, while you are processing transaction here. You can do analytical workload on the column store right here. We ensure data consistency between the two, so you don't have to worry about data consistency issues anymore. And better than that, you don't have to worry about ETL anymore, because by default, this guy is inside the engine. It is transferring and converting data for you on your behalf, and we do all of this by ensuring snapshot isolation, which is good enough for most business scenarios. As you can see, this is a real deployment of this technology, where we replace the traditional architecture where you have to have a message queue, you have to have an ETL, and so on and so forth, to a single deployment of PolarDB with this multi-master HTAP capability. And as a result, the business see a dramatic improvement in performance and a great reduction in cost. And PolarDB is open source, so we welcome you to check out our open source repository on GitHub. We do this for 2 reasons. One is we want to show the commitment to embrace an open ecosystem. Secondly, we want to make sure that our customers don't worry about being locked in by any particular cloud vendor. That's why we're doing this open source effort. We are also writing a cloud-native database book to talk about all the technology that we are building inside PolarDB in details. Next, I will spend a couple of minutes in describing some of other key products we have. One is AnalyticDB, which is one of our cloud-native data warehouse products here at Alibaba Cloud. So it features this what we call the lakehouse design. Of course, at the core is an MPP database. It's just like the traditional Teradata design. But the difference between AnalyticDB and those traditional data warehouses such as Teradata is that it comes with a cloud-native design by decoupling storage and compute, and with a scheduling layer so that you enjoy the best elasticity on the cloud. And it has a unified access API to redirect your workloads to either the MPP engine or the BSP, bulk synchronous processing engine, for processing data on Lake or processing data in the data warehouse. So you kind of get the best of both. And we utilize open open access standards such as Pathway or Arrow data interface, so that you can access the data easily from your storage layer, whether it is in the MPP data warehouse or whether it's in the data lake. And I will also briefly talk about products from another business unit that we have, which is the computing platform business unit. My colleagues later, right after me, will talk about this in details. So we offer a rich portfolio of big data and AI products. So our flagship product is mass compute and Think, EMR, Elasticsearch, Holographs, and Pi. So together they form a complete data pipeline for processing your big data needs and your AI training needs. So you ingest your data to our big data platform, and the data is stored in the object storage OSS. And using mass compute, you can easily process your big data workload, different kinds of big data workloads very efficiently. And using Think, you can do stream processing and ingest data to different kinds of data warehouse products we have. And EMR offers you a wide range of open source portfolio of your choice. Then finally, you can use Pi to do AI training efficiently. And in particular, I will, in this slide, I will briefly talk about Pi. My colleague will later talk about this in further details. So Pi is a platform for AI training. That's what it stands for. And it comes with different components. For example, ITAG is for tagging. DSW is for a data studio for interactive, providing you an interactive environment for building and constructing you different AI training workloads. EAS is for elastic algorithm serving, so that it offers you a wide range of AI model and algorithm to choose from, and so on and so forth. So this gives you a screenshot of Pi workspace. That's what it looks like when you are using Pi to do AI training. So that will be all for my sharing today, and I will also utilize this to what we still call Apsara moment to release a couple of major features we have. One is PolarDB together with AnalyticDB give you a one-stop HTAP solution, where you have PolarDB on the left and AnalyticDB on the right. You can seamlessly convert data from PolarDB to AnalyticDB. This is what I talked about at the very beginning, from ETL to ELT, so that you don't have to define this expensive and complex ETL. We call this zero ETL process. So business actually, this is a real deployment of this solution in a gaming customer, where they see dramatic improvement in performance and cost reduction. Next is, AI is such a hot topic, and in AnalyticDB we actually released a vector engine so that you can store high-dimensional vectors, those embedded from your large language model, and together with this AnalyticDB vector engine, and with any choice of your large language model, you can build a customized chatbot to so-called retrieval plugin to satisfy different scenarios. So here there is a quick demo. I don't know whether this will show, but can someone click on this? Basically, what this demo will show you is that if I deploy AnalyticDB with the vector engine and I ask some general questions about, for example, what are the features of AnalyticDB, it won't be able to answer it. But now, if I embedded a PDF document with the vector engine inside AnalyticDB, not together with the large language model, suddenly it can answer those questions with respect to those embedded documents. That's what this demo is showing. Okay? Because of the resolution, you may not see this very clearly, but that's the gist of the demo. So next, on PolarDB, we are releasing what we call NL2SQL. So this, together with our AI team, we are building this natural language to SQL translation, where you drag three tables and you ask a question in natural language. What this one is asking, what are the most popular singers in the past whatever years, and it would automatically generate a complex SQL and execute those SQL against three different tables with multiple joins and get the results back to you. That's pretty much all I have to offer today, and we offer free trials for all our key products. If you're interested in any of the services and the product I just mentioned, you can just go to the website or scan this QR code. It will bring you to the free tier of website on Alibaba Cloud, and you can try our database, big data, AI products for free. And then at the end of the free trial, you can decide whether to keep those services or try something else. We thank you all for coming for the summit today. And in addition, we thank our customers, partners from both China and outside China. Without the trust of those customers, we won't be here today. Thank you so much.